talking about food and how that affects our health. You're an anti-diet doctor, which I love, and I love the content that you share on your Instagram. Talk about that.
I follow a health at every size approach. Health at every size is a concept that's been a while for a long time. I did not come up with it. But it's basically, the idea is that any person of any size, regardless of their weight, can pursue improving their health. And it doesn't have to mean intentional attempts at weight loss to improve your health. And in fact, there can be harm from intentional attempts at weight loss. So like me personally, I had an eating disorder when I was in college. I'm pretty open about that. I see a lot of patients who have struggled with maybe not diagnostic criteria for eating disorder, but significantly disordered eating, or maybe an actual eating disorder that really has disrupted their life. And going through that, maybe even still going through that, or having recovered from that, the risk of going back there is very high. Suicide rates are high in people who struggle with disordered eating. There's a lot of comorbid mental illness with that. And so focusing on weight loss to me is harmful to patients. And there are other things we can do that we know improve health that don't have to result in weight loss to still have a benefit for someone's health. And so I would much rather focus on those things. The other thing is that when you're very focused on a person's weight, people who have a higher BMI, which BMI I think is very flawed. It's not a metric that I use, but that is often what's used in the doctor's office, right? You walk in and they tell you, oh, your BMI is this, you're overweight, you're obese, you need to lose weight. That becomes the focus of the discussion in the visit instead of addressing what's actually going on with the patient. And I've had patients tell me all sorts of ridiculous things. I had a patient who had chronic diarrhea for years, and I was sure they had inflammatory bowel disease. And I referred them to a GI doctor. And before even looking at their labs, doing a colonoscopy, anything, the GI doctor was like, well, maybe if you lose weight. And I'm just, that's so inappropriate. And this is why a lot of times people who are in larger bodies do have worse health outcomes. Why would you want to go to the doctor and hear that over and over and over again, instead of actually having your concerns addressed? And so that is something I'm very passionate about. And that's the approach that I take with patients.